You know, running for office, if you've never done it before, is an awesome task and an amazing adventure and very disturbing. Valerie, for 16 years, supported my 5 election victories, but she was not a candidate. So she's a candidate for the first time, and she's learning some stuff. I represented Harford County for 16 years. I represented Baltimore County and Harford County. It's hard to represent 2 counties. Number one, they speak different languages. So you can't understand what they're saying. We're going to change gears a little bit. We've been talking about the state. Valerie will speak last, but we're going to get into the county a little bit because a lot of people have been asking me questions. But there has been a poll taken, and Valerie is running in the win column.
Yeah.
That's an applause line right there.
Yeah.
Now, the election's not over, okay? And she's working hard and she's getting stronger all the time. And I can tell you what Ellen said about Valerie's backbone. In 35 years of marriage, guess what? This is how smart she is. I've never been right, and she's always been right. But anyway, I want to get to the county a little bit here because a lot of you live in the county. Russian, so how do you figure that one out? But anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit before Valerie speaks to you about the county executive's race, because a lot of people have a lot of questions. Jerry said to me the other day, he was down at the election board on the final day that you could file. At 9 o'clock, he was there at 8:30, and me and Valerie and my attorney, Wayne Markey, we were down there at 8:30, and we filed in the last minute. And Jerry said he saw it on the computer, and he got excited. Well, a lot of people have gotten excited. Now, let me tell you why we did that. We had 4 or 5, maybe 6, I don't know, candidates running. None of them had ever held office. None of them was raising any money. None of them was making any progress. And there was a group of business owners, men and women, who came to me and they said, Pat, Johnny Olszewski has $2 million. And if we do not have a serious candidate for county executive, he will spend that money against Lauren for Register of Wills. Especially, he doesn't want Tony anywhere near it. He will spend money against Tony. You have got to get in this race. Because if you get in this race with your name recognition and your knowledge of the county executive's position, you will scare the hell out of him. And he will not spend that money on our people. He will spend that money destroying you. I said, well, that's a wonderful thought. So we waited till the last minute and we didn't tell anybody, because we were also advised if they know you're going to run, they're going to throw up obstacles. That's politics, right? They'll do something to make it tough on you. So now we have a clear shot, and we will probably be the nominee of the Republican Party from July through November to stand up to Johnny Olszewski. Valerie and most Republicans are straight shooters, and they tell you what they think. My sign tells you exactly what I am all about. If you have seen my signs, the slogan is Save Our County. I'm not beating around the bush. In 4 years, this guy has done more things than you have any idea to destroy this county. And 4 more years, he will completely destroy the greatness, the success, and the fate of this county. This, as Tony said, at the local level, is a real crossroads election. Now, let me give you an example of what we're talking about. A guy said to me the other day, what does that mean, save our county? Are you a preacher? I said, no. I said, well, I'm part of a movement. I'm running for an election, but this is a movement for the people of Baltimore County. We'll give you some facts. $1 billion in debt in 3 years, a record for Baltimore County. 27% increase in spending, 9% a year, a record for Baltimore County. First tax increase in 30 years for Baltimore County. The average of $200 to $1,000 increase in property tax in Baltimore County. the highest rate of murders ever in the history of Baltimore County last year. The highest rate of violence crime in Baltimore County last year and this year. Violence and bullying throughout the Baltimore County school system. Out of control with no response from Olszewski.
Yep.
Superintendent in 3 years, getting over $300,000 a year, has not had one news conference. The police are 200, you talk about Baltimore City. All the TV channels want to focus on Baltimore City. By the time I'm finished, they're going to focus on Baltimore County. They talk about Baltimore City police. Baltimore County, 275 police short and 500 police in the retirement pipeline. We are in big trouble in Baltimore County, and the Fraternal Order of Police is on our radio show every Saturday night. They'll be on tonight. Tell us that it's the lowest morale ever of the Baltimore County Police Department. Now, this is just some of the stuff. Greatest increase in Section 8 housing, greatest number of fentanyl deaths in history in Baltimore County. That's what's happening to your county. And Baltimore City people are running the county. Olszewski has appointed a staff of mostly Baltimore City professionals. So you say, okay, Pat, well, that's pretty scary. Now I know why you were saying save our county. Now let me tell you what we plan to do. Number one, in my 8 years, I will never raise taxes in Baltimore County. Not once. Okay?
Yeah.
Number two, I will increase the Baltimore County Police Department in training and ability, and I will increase them by 500 police officers and professionals within a 3-year period. Next, I will have zero tolerance policies in Baltimore County. You come into county and you're a squeegee boy, you're going away for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You come into Baltimore County and you do wheel spins, you're going to lose a car. You come into Baltimore County and you riot in one of our malls, you're going to do workman's compensation or work on the weekends. This is going to be a rule of law county. Now here's what's interesting about that. Every night we watch television. We see Brendan Scott. We see other politicians. And what do we hear? The same BS all the time. For the first time, you're going to hear a county executive who has real power and authority saying the opposite on television of what they are saying. And there are going to be people over the entire state of Maryland who are going to say, whether they're in Western Maryland or the Eastern Shore, they're going to say, where did that guy come from? Why don't we have one of those guys? So by being the county executive, and I will say this to you, I believe it's the second most powerful position in the state of Maryland after the governorship that a Republican can actually win. I have 900 jobs. I have 17 huge agencies that I control. I appoint the police chief. I appoint the police commanders. I appoint all kinds. It's a powerful position. It's more powerful than the mayor of Baltimore City. So for once, the Republicans, after 30 years of Democrat rule, are going to have someone who's a conservative, a patriot, and a Republican with real power, and it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
One of the things we're going to do is we're going to bring Project Exile, a federal program, to Baltimore County. This will be the first county in the state of Maryland. Project Exile, if you commit a murder in our county, you will be prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney at the federal level, and you will be eligible for the death penalty.
Yeah.
And if you go to prison, there will be no parole, and your mama will have to go visit you in Wyoming.
Oh, man.
Now, county executives have traditionally lied and BS the people of the county. They have said, I have nothing to do with education. All I do is the budget. If that's all you do, is the budget. So I don't get involved, don't blame me. I'm going to be the educational county executive. I'm going to get into education with both feet. I'm going to create an office of education advocate who will protect parents and students and enforce a Parents' Bill of Rights for Baltimore County. The school board. school board and that missing superintendent don't want to give us information, guess what? We're going to sue them because that office of advocate will have investigative powers and subpoena powers, which I will give to that person. So that is going to change the balance from the education establishment over to the parents and students of Baltimore County. It's going to be an education revolution. And I'm not the county executive of the children of Baltimore County for government education. I am the county executive of all the children of Baltimore County for all education, and I'm going to create an education commission for the county executive that will look at homeschooling, private schools, charter schools, and private education, and we're going to build it in Baltimore County where charter schools are now banned. We're going to put them all over the place.
Yes.
You can see this is a revolution coming. People are going to be shocked. I'll be on the front page of the Sun papers every day, referred to as a xenophobe, a racist, and you know the other words they use. But I will do my job. I am your county executive, not Baltimore City. I am your county executive, and I am committed, I am a zealot for the future of this county, and I will protect the people of my county. And they will get the message real quick. My first day in office, I will take the executive order that Kevin Kamenetz signed, giving sanctuary policies and pro-illegal immigration policies to Baltimore County, and I will kill it and abolish it on the first day. And on the second day, I will bring 287G, the Federal Immigration Protection Act, to Baltimore County to train my police officers, and we will become a non-sanctuary, rule of law county in this state.
Amen.
Finally, we're going to be a success story. The problem with Baltimore City is that it's a failure. Baltimore City is a failure. We are not going to be a failure. We are going to be a success story in Baltimore County. In Baltimore City, a young black or a young white child goes to school and gets no education. They can't read or write, and then they can't get a job. A young black child or a young white child in Baltimore City goes out in the streets of their neighborhood and gets killed or harmed, right? That's Baltimore City. The politicians of Baltimore City are failures. I have 850,000 people in my county that I have to protect. My children will get an education that's going to be first class. If it's not, some people are going to get fired around here. And they're going to go out on our streets, and they're going to be safe streets.
Yeah.
We are going to save Baltimore. Now, I think that message is going to resonate with the people of Baltimore County. And I think in the next 6 months, as we get a chance for me to speak to the people of our county like I've spoken to you, that the people are going to say, yes, we're ready. And we know how tough Valerie is. We know how smart she is. The one thing you know about me is what you see is what you get, and what I say is what I mean.
Yep.
There'll be a lot of people going to be, especially in Baltimore City and at the Baltimore Sun and at the establishment in Maryland, are going to say, what the heck is it with this guy? He's actually doing stuff. And I'll tell you this one final thing. The county executive has awesome power. When Valerie goes to Annapolis, she'll have awesome power because of her personality, but she'll be one of 141 people. When Pat McDonough becomes county executive, he will be one of one. He will be number one. And what he says will happen. So it's important that we take this job, that we take this position, because it's a lot bigger and a lot more important than me. And when I decided to run, like I said, the other people in the race are new people. They can't bring, and I know where the bodies are buried. I worked for the county executive before. I worked for, believe it or not, how old I am. I worked for William Donald Schaefer when I was 22 years old. Talk about personality, I think he was a Ukrainian. But anyway, That's what's coming. I wanted you all to know. You didn't know why I got into it, what I'm all about, that's it. So you can spread the word. Now I want to introduce to you, and I mean, they've said it all. Nino said it, JB said it, Tony said it. That place is tough. I define the Maryland General Assembly House of Delegates as being in hell. I mean, the psychological stuff that Nino and JB and these people have to go through. Can you imagine sitting in a room with 141 people and you're outnumbered 90 to 40 and these people are standing up and they're saying insane things. All the stuff that Ellen said, these people stand up and say that's wonderful. And as a normal human being, you've got to sit there and listen to that nonsense, and you've got to witness, you've got a front row seat where you are witnessing the destruction of your families and your state. And I was very hesitant about Valerie. You know, she said, well, you were down there for 20 years, actually. I said, well, it was like Ellen said, it was different people then. The Democrats down there were like Russ Marodley that I introduced earlier. They were Democrats like him. Normal people. Well, Russ isn't normal, but no, but they were moderate people. Is what I'm saying. So Valerie said, "Okay, I want to go." She said, "I supported you for 16, 20 years." All right, I said, "Okay, that's fine. I'll do everything I can for you, and if you win, I know you can handle it. But don't come home and take it out on me." But anyway, she'll be a great public servant. She's already a public servant. She's not an elected official, but all the stuff she does on radio and with her corporation and Super Citizen and Project Celebrate, she's into so many things I could stand here for an hour and tell you what she's into. But she's already a public servant, so let's elect her and take her skills to Annapolis. I give you, please stand for our next delegate, Valerie McDonough.
Yeah!